Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am going to be doing, as promised, the Clash in Paris review from last night's PLE, and I'll let you guys know the ratings for the PLE on what I feel that the PLE was out of 5 at the end of the video. Yeah, I will say I really enjoyed Clash in Paris last night. I have heard a lot of different opinions on Clash. I've heard people say that the first 3 matches were a disappointment, but the last 3 matches of the night were really fucking good. But then I've also heard that some people hated the whole show, thought the ending of the main event was absolutely dreadful, just thought the whole show was absolutely awful, and I've heard some people say that they enjoyed the whole show and the ending. So there's a bunch of different reviews and mixed reactions when it comes to last night's Clash in Paris. But before giving it too much detail into what I rated it, I'll just say that I personally really enjoyed last night's Clash in Paris. And I think as we go on with the ratings of the matches, you will probably know what my rating is going to be of a whole. Yeah, we have got Raw tonight. Hang on, let's turn the fan off because it's blowing my hair everywhere and it's very annoying. Hang on, guys. Okay, I'm back. We do have Raw tonight. We have obviously Stephanie Vaquer. I love to call her Stephanie Velcro now. Finding out her opponent for the vacant Women's World Championship, because obviously Naomi had to vacate it because she's pregnant. And then we also have an Intercontinental Championship match between AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio. And that's it. We don't really have anything else happening on tonight's Raw. So tonight's Raw is going to be very fucking interesting. Actually, I can't. Sorry, guys, I can't have that fan off. It's too warm in here without the fan on. The first match of the night was Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. I predicted that the World Heavyweight Championship was going to kick off the show, but obviously what happened at the end of the show, I now understand why it wasn't the match to kick off. I should have just gone with that option. I don't know why I made it difficult for myself and just not go for Roman Reigns versus Bronson to be the first match of the night, because I did say in my prediction video that Roman tends to open a PLE. So I should have just gone with that, but I felt my order made a hell of a lot more sense. But now what happened at the end of the Fatal 4-Way, I now know why it was the main event. But yeah, no, it was very interesting when I found out that that was going to be the main event, and because there was rumours going around that something like big was going to happen at the end of Clash to set up a match at WrestlePalooza. So I was very interested and intrigued to know what match was main eventing, to figure out what that could be. And when the Fatal 4-Way was announced as main event, I had no idea it was going to be what it was. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about this match, because this match was the match to kick off the PLE. The crowd was so loud for Roman Reigns, like so loud. Well, actually no, they were loud for both, because obviously they were booing the shit out of Bronson Reed, but they were very loud for Roman Reigns, like very loud. Before I say anything else about the first match, I just want to quickly talk about the crowd. I felt that the crowd was loud for a lot of the superstars, but I don't feel that they were as loud as I was expecting them to be. Like obviously for John Cena, they were very loud. Booing Logan Paul, they were loud. For CM Punk, they were really loud. For Roman Reigns, they were loud. And then at the Rusev-Sheamus match, they were loud at points. But other than that, I just personally don't feel that they were as loud as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be way louder than that. They were still loud. They were still a fucking incredible crowd, and they still deserve another big PLE. I'm not saying that they don't, but I don't think they were as loud and came up with as creative chants as I was expecting. It was a lot of the same chants that the UK used and that they used previously. I was expecting some new chants to come into play, apart from the John Cena chant. But yeah, I don't feel that they were as loud as I thought they were going to be. It was a little tiny bit disappointing because I was expecting a really loud crowd, but with different chants that we've never heard before. But that didn't really seem to happen as much as I thought. Anyways, it was a lot of back and forth, and I love that it was a lot of back and forth in this match, and it wasn't Roman Reigns dominating Bronson Reed or Bronson Reed dominating Roman Reigns. I love that it was slightly more Bronson Reed. I say about 55% of the match was Bronson Reed, and then that 45% was Roman Reigns, and I like that Bronson was dominating Roman a little bit more, not much, but a little bit more, because it kind of helps his character a little bit more, even more now, because he lost, because he did show that he could possibly beat Roman Reigns if he had a match with him again, because he was dominating a lot of Roman because of how big he is. So I do like that it wasn't like 90% Roman Reigns or 90% Bronson Reed, and it became a bit of a boring match, but it wasn't, because it was 55% Bronson, 45% Roman Reigns, and that was just perfect for me anyway, perfect. And I loved that it was Bronson that was the more dominating one. Roman Reigns tried to pick up Bronson Reed for a Samoan drop, but couldn't do it, and ended up falling flat on his face with Bronson on top, which looked absolutely painful. And then Bronson stole Roman's Samoan drop, because obviously Roman tried to do it to him but couldn't, so Bronson was able to do it easily and stole the move from Roman Reigns and pulling it off and doing the Samoan drop to Roman Reigns. We had a beautiful drive-by by Roman Reigns to Bronson Reed on the outside of the ring. Obviously, don't know why I said on the outside of the ring. Obviously, it was the outside of the ring. But yeah, no, a very beautiful drive-by. I love the drive-by. It's one of my favourite things in Roman Reigns' arsenal, like, very much so. We had a suicide dive to Roman by Bronson Reed. Like, how can a man his side, like, do a beautiful suicide dive? Like, he does it, like, fantastically, but how does he do it? Because the size of him, it always scares me when he does his run-up to dive out, because, yeah, I just don't want it to look like botchy because he gets stuck in the ropes or he completely flops down the, I don't know, but I always get nervous when he's about to do this dive. But no, he done it perfectly. We had a Samoan drop from the top rope. A lot of people have said that they hated this match and thought this match was terrible, but I really, really, really enjoyed this match. Let me know in the comments down below, did you enjoy Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns? Because I've heard a lot of people say that it was one of the worst matches of the night, and I'm just like, okay, because I don't know what match you were watching, but I really, really enjoyed this match. But yeah, Roman won. I did at first thought it was a bad decision that Roman Reigns picked up the victory in this match against Bronson Reed, but what followed on, with Roman Reigns signing shoes to throw them in the audience and then getting speared the living shit out of him by Bron Breakker, not once but twice, and then he also got Samoan dropped 3 times. Jey Uso tried to come and help him, he got speared, but at first I did say it was a bad decision, but considering all that happened after the match, I now understand why Roman Reigns won, because if Bronson had won, there would be that stuff wouldn't have happened. But at the same time, if Bronson had won, he could have still destroyed Roman Reigns after the fact, and they would have looked really strong, because he, for one, just beat Roman Reigns, and then for 2, just beat the living shit out of him after the match by tsunami him like 6 times or something. So I feel like it should have gone that way rather than the way that it did. So in a way, I do believe it's still sort of a little bit of a bad decision that Roman Reigns won, because he could have easily lost to Bronson Reed and still be destroyed as badly as he was. Like, I don't understand the why Bronson Reed lost, considering Roman Reigns isn't on the show as much as Bronson. He's supposed to be a part of the Vision, and the Vision is supposed to look like this strong group, but Bronson's just been beaten by Roman Reigns. So I feel like if Bronson beat Roman Reigns and then absolutely destroyed Roman, it would have made him look like a scary monster, because he just beat Roman fucking Reigns and then destroyed the living shit out of him. So I do feel that it was probably the wrong decision to have Roman Reigns win here, because even if Jey Uso got involved, we could have had a crazy spear by Bron Breakker to Jey Uso. So I really do feel that it was the wrong decision for Roman Reigns to win here. I do feel that it should have been Bronson Reed, but at the same time, I understand why Roman Reigns won, because it's Roman Reigns, and they wanted that pop in France, and they wanted to do what they've done with the spear that happened to Roman Reigns by Bron Breakker. So I understand why Roman Reigns won, but still feel like it should have been the other way around. But I did give this match a surprising to a lot of people, because like I've said, loads of people hated this match. But I gave this match a 4 out of 5 because I personally really fucking enjoyed it, and I loved how much of a back and forth match this was. I love the Bronson Reed stealing Roman Reigns' moves. I love the suicide dive that Bronson did to Roman Reigns, the drive-by, Roman Reigns struggling to pick up Bronson Reed and then falling fat on his face, and also everything that happened after it as well. I base it not just on the match, but I also base it on what happens after. And what happens after the match happened, that spear by Bron Breakker, and the Jey Uso getting destroyed and Roman Reigns getting destroyed, I could not give this a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. I personally really fucking enjoyed it, and was so glad that this was the opening match of the night, because I thought it was really enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I did give this match a 4 out of 5. I did get my prediction wrong, because I did think that Bronson Reed was going to win this match, so I am currently 0 for 1. But my mum did predict that Roman Reigns is going to win, so she is currently 1 for 1. But yeah, this match, 4 out of 5. The second match to happen on the night was the match between the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six for the WWE Tag Team Championship. I personally feel that this was my worst match of the night. I know a lot of people's worst match of the night is Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch, and I can understand why, but I'll get on to why I don't feel that that was the worst match of the night when we speak about that match, because I feel there's a few reasons as to why it didn't go as smoothly as it did, but I'll get on to that soon. But personally, I feel that the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six was the worst match, because that is literally all I wrote down for this match, like barely anything. I don't even really remember what happened in this match. I don't believe that it was like the worst match I've ever seen, to the point like giving it a 1 out of 5 or a 2 out of 5. I will say now, I did give this match a 3 out of 5 because it was decent. It was a decent match, but there's not much to take from this match as much as there was to take from the Roman Reigns match, so I couldn't give this tag team match right here the same rating as the Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed match, because I felt personally that the Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed match was way more better than this match. We had a little bit of heat between Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, because they couldn't come up with who wanted to start the match, because both of them wanted to start the match, and then when who started the match? I think it was Angelo Dawkins that started the match, and then Montez Ford aggressively tagged himself in, so that caused a bit of tension throughout the whole match. There was a lot of back and forth. I'm glad that it wasn't all the Wyatt Six because of what was happening between the Street Profits. I'm glad it was still a back and forth match, and not just one team dominating the other, because I hate when that happens. I hate when in matches when one person's dominating the other person, or a team dominating the other team, or or what it may be, because I like it when it's a little bit 50-50 or even 55-45. Like, it's very similar, like, match when it comes to people destroying each other and not it being completely dominated by one or the other. We had an electric chair from the top rope that looked absolutely beautiful. We had a dive from Montez Ford to the outside of the ring onto the Wyatt Six, and then as Montez was trying to get back in the ring, Nikki Cross grabbed his leg, and then Uncle Howdy done Sister Abigail to Montez Ford to then set up the Wyatt Six, picking up the victory and retaining their WWE Tag Team Championships. And that was all I had to say about this match, because like I said, it was still decent. Had a lot of decent moments in it, but there's not much to say about this match. But yeah, like I said, I did give this match a 3 out of 5. I did also predict that the Wyatt Six were going to retain, and so did my mum. So currently I am 1 for 2, and my mum is 2 for 2 when it comes to predictions. Right, match number 3 was the match that everybody is saying was the worst match of the night, and I can understand why people do think that this was the worst match of the night, but I'm going to explain why I believe that I actually enjoyed it a little bit more than the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six, and that was the match between Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. Before I get on to what happened in this match, I did give this match the same rating as the Wyatt Six match. I did give it a 3 out of 5, but I'd say that the Wyatt Six match was like the middle of the 3 out of 5, and it was a low 3 out of 5, and the Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch was a middle 3 out of 5. And I will quickly get on to why I believe that this match right here was not the worst match of the night. Nikki was struggling, and I could see that she was struggling halfway through the match. The beginning of the match, even before that, her entrance, you could see on her face that she was happy, that she was in game, ready to have a match with Becky Lynch. Like, she was in that mind frame. And then the first half of the match, I want to say the first quarter of the match, she was absolutely fine. But then when it came to the middle, as someone that's been watching Nikki Bella for a very, very, very long time, and knows and watches her podcast and watches her stuff after her matches, I know that she's one of these wrestlers, and she needs to stop doing this, but she is one of these wrestlers that if something happens in a match, when it comes to the audience, when it comes to her slightly messing up, she automatically just forgets everything that she's meant to be doing, and she just loses herself in the match, and her anxiety goes from a fucking 20 to 100 like that. And unfortunately that's what happened in this match, because Nikki was getting booed the shit out of her by the French crowd, and I'm really confused to why they were booing her as badly as they were booing her. I don't understand it, and I think the boos threw her completely off, because I don't think she was expecting to be booed by the French crowd, because she's always and constantly raving about how much she loves going to Paris and how much she loves going just to France in general, and she's not said anything bad about France, and obviously she's meant to be the baby face and Becky's supposed to be the heel. Hang on guys, I want to shut my curtains a little bit because I can't barely see what I'm doing because I'm so light and I look like a ghost. Hang on guys, that's a bit better. Yeah, Becky's obviously supposed to be, now I look like I'm part of a ghost story. What the hell, bro? I'm just you know what, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Obviously Becky's supposed to be the heel, and Nikki's supposed to be the face. No guys, I can't, hang on, I'll keep it rolling. Okay, that, you know what, this will have to do. The quality is kind of a little bit shittier now, but I can't film with that as as light as it was, because I look like I'm filming a ghost story with a torch underneath my face. So we're gonna have to film it like this. Yeah. Yeah, Nikki's supposed to be the babyface and Becky Lynch is supposed to be the heel. But the French crowd started booing the living shit out of Nikki Bella halfway through this match, and I know with Nikki, as soon as something goes differently than she's expecting, whether it's a move, whether it's the audience, or her opponent messes up, it completely throws her off. And I could see the look on her face that she was baffled why she was getting booed, that she started focusing on that instead of focusing on the match. So from that point onwards, she became really slow. One of the guys, oh my god, what the hell has happened? Like, okay, we're gonna have to leave it like this, and I'm gonna have to look like I'm filming a ghost story. Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying now, because this is completely throwing me off. But yeah, Nikki looked like she was struggling to cope with the fact that she was getting booed the shit out of her. And I think it just completely threw her off, to the point, yes, what I was saying, to the point that when she done the kick to Becky, I feel like it was Becky's fault. I feel like Becky was supposed to be a bit closer, or Nikki done it a bit too quick, but you could tell that she was struggling with the fact that the crowd were booing her, because I don't feel that that's what she was expecting, like, at all. So I'm not gonna base the fact that Nikki was a little bit slow, and she messed up a couple of times, and say that this match was absolutely terrible, because there was moments in this match that I really, really enjoyed. And we also have to remember that Nikki's been gone for a while, and she's only just come back. And if I can remember correctly, this was, I mean, she was in the Royal Rumble. I'd say this is her 1, 2, 4th match back, I'd want to say. Yeah, 4th or 5th match back. Out of what? Since she's been gone, about 7 years? 6 to 7 years, I'd say. Yeah. And this is only a 4th or 5th match back in WWE, and one of them was a Royal Rumble. The other one was a 6-woman tag, so she didn't really have to be in that match that much, even though she was in that match quite a lot. But this is only her 2nd singles match, I want to say, since coming back to the WWE. So she has a lot of ring rust that she needs to get off before showing us the Nikki Bella that we saw in the D. And also we have to remember that she's from the Divas era, and they wrestle differently, like so differently, because they weren't allowed to wrestle how the women wrestle now. Like they weren't allowed. So people complaining Nikki wrestles how she wrestled in the Divas era, that's because that's what she knows. And I ain't like disappointed in that at all, because that's how she wrestles and that's how she was taught to wrestle during her era. So people need to stop moaning and giving her such a hard time, considering this is her 2nd singles match since she's come back. But yeah, anyways, Nikki went straight into the stairs twice before this match properly started happening in the ring. Becky dominated a lot of this match, and I think the reason being for that is because of what happened with Nikki, where she just completely lost herself in this match. It was a slugfest between them though. I really did enjoy that bit when they both were like elbowing and punching the shit out of each other. Like, that's one of my favourite moments of this match. I really fucking enjoyed that. We had a great slap by Nikki Bella to Becky Lynch that I heard very, very, very clearly. Sounded very painful, but yeah, that was a beautiful slap by Nikki Bella to Becky Lynch. We had a suplex from Becky Lynch from the top rope. We had the Fearless Lock to Becky Lynch twice. I was able to put on to Becky Lynch twice. I didn't think that Becky was going to tap out and we were going to get a new Intercontinental Champion, but I do like we got to see the Fearless lock. We had a beautiful and probably a lot of people's favourite moment of this match was the face buster to Becky Lynch onto the stairs by Nikki Bella. Like, that was done beautifully. Like, she could have completely done that wrong. Like, she could have failed or anything like that, but that was beautiful, like, done to perfection. Nikki also did steal Becky's manhandle slam, but was unable to be victorious and pick up the victory and become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And then Becky won with a roll-up. Bruh. That's literally what I put. Roll-up victory. Bruh. By Becky Lynch, because I hate roll-up victories. Roll-up victories are one of the worst ways for people to pick up victories, but I understand it because it's the heelish way to pick up a victory. Yeah, I can't believe how ghosty I look. It's really weird. There's no... I'm gonna have to just sit like back like this, I feel. That's just what I feel like I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to sit back like this. I still look like a ghost, but oh my god. No matter how I film this, it's not gonna, the quality's not gonna get any better, because I'm either gonna look like a ghost or it's a really like a dull blue colour that I look like I'm in a swimming pool. So I literally cannot win with the sunlight today. Let me try and close it a little tiny bit more. Sorry guys, Jesus. Okay, there we go. We'll leave it as that. It's a little bit better. But yeah, I did. Like I said, I did give this match a 3 out of 5 because I personally felt that there was moments in this match that made it go from a 2 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5, and I took into consideration the fact that Nikki still has ring rust. This is only her second singles match since she's came back in January. She's also a part of a completely different era, so wrestles completely different because that's how she was taught to wrestle in her era. And for free, the crowd reacted in a way that she was not expected, that it probably just completely threw her off, because I know exactly what Nikki's like. As soon as something goes wrong, it completely throws her. So all that into consideration and moments that happened and the fact that I still believe it was a decent match, I gave this match a 3 out of 5. I did predict that Becky Lynch was going to win, so currently I am 2 for 3 and my mum is 3 out of 3. Match number 4. Fucking hell. Jesus. With a phlegm fucking tickled my throat. Match number 4 was the match between Rusev and Sheamus in the Donnybrook street fight, and what a fucking banger after banger after banger this match was. Like, absolutely fucking incredible. Rusev stole Sheamus beats to the chest near enough at the beginning of this match. Was not expecting that. We had a beautiful knee to Rusev from Sheamus. Like, Sheamus's knees that he does to people's like shoulder part is, and the way it sounds and the way that the look of it and just the size of him always looks fucking insane. And guess what? The move that he done to Rusev with the knee last night, fucking insane. We had Rusev hating and covering his ears at people saying Rusev Day, because obviously that used to be his whole gimmick, was Rusev Day, and that was one of the reasons why he left WWE, because he absolutely hated that gimmick. And then we had the beats to the chest, not once, not twice, but 3 times to Rusev by the original beats to the chest guy, Sheamus. And I was not expecting him to do it 3 times, and he done it once on the outside of the ring where he normally does it. He done it for the second time on the bar table, and then he done it for the 3rd time with him over the audience against the barrier. So yeah, we got 30 pretty much beats to the chest. I don't feel like he done it 30 times. I think he done it a little bit less, but we'll say 30 because it's normally 10 times each time he does it. So we got 30 beats to the chest, and what the fuck. We had Sheamus slam Rusev into, no, Wait, no, it wasn't Sheamus that... Did Rusev get slammed into a table? Oh shit! I know what I've done. I've done Sheamus slammed straight into a table. Then he was the one that got slammed straight into the table. But it wasn't a table. It was the bar. I guess it was in a way a table, but it was the bar thing. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. What was it called? The bar. The bar? I don't know. The thing that he done the beats to the chest it was a bar, right? It was just a bar table, I presume. Yeah, Sheamus got slammed into that, and it completely shattered. Was not expecting that. And then we had a white noise through the table of the whiskey barriers. What the fuck? Like from the top of the whisker barriers, we had a white noise to Rusev into 2 tables that were laid out earlier in the match. Fucking incredible spot. We had a bunch of knees and kicks to one another throughout this match. I do love also, like I've said before, I do love that this match was a very back and forth. Like it wasn't Sheamus dominating or Rusev dominating. It was a very, very back and forth match, and I absolutely love that it was like that. Like absolutely love it was like that. And then we had a close kick out by Sheamus. I actually thought that Sheamus was going to pick up the victory, but in the end, as I predicted in my prediction video, Rusev picked up the victory against Sheamus in an absolute incredible Donnybrook street fight. I did give this match a 5 out of 5, because how could I not give this match a 5 out of 5? We had so many awesome moments in this match that didn't have to involve the equipment, because these two just absolutely have fantastic chemistry with one another, and I could not give this match the same as the Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns match, because this match was just a bit better. Actually no, a lot better than the first match that kicked off Clash in Paris. I did predict that Rusev was going to win, so I am now currently 3 for 4, and my mum is also 3 for 4, because she did predict that Sheamus was going to pick up the victory in this match, but obviously she didn't. He didn't. Rusev picked up the victory, and yeah, like I said, this match was a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Match number 5 was the match between Logan Paul and John Cena. For some reason I have not rated this match, so I will give it a rating after I've talked about this match. I also didn't put my rating down for the Jey Uso and LA Knight, CM Punk and Roman, Seth Rollins match. But yeah, the crowd was crazy loud for Cena. But they were also crazy loud for Logan Paul as well. But they were extra loud for John Cena. Like, that was fucking insane. Like, I loved how much they sang John Cena's song, even when his music had stopped. Like, I love when fans do that, because it's becoming a new thing now where we sing after the music stopped of their entrance, and I'm loving that we're now doing that. So yeah, that was a beautiful moment. Logan also, in this match, decided to walk John Cena like a dog when John Cena was, like, on all fours, crawling, like, against the ropes. Logan pretended to walk him like a dog. It very much was Logan Paul's match at the beginning, and a part of me, when it was majority Logan Paul for the beginning of this match, knew that John Cena was going to win. I will say this now, I did predict that Logan Paul was going to win, because I felt that John Cena was putting Logan over, and that's why they had this match in the first place. And I also believed that it could have been something for Logan to ego walk around and talk about for months, and months and months and months, and the ultimate heel beating the ultimate babyface. I just felt like it made a lot of sense, but obviously that didn't happen. My mum did predict that John Cena was going to win, so my mum is now 4 for 5, and I still am I am now 3 out of 5, but my mum is 4 out of 5 on matches correct. I think. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, I think my mum got 1 more right than me. I think she got 4 out of 5. I got 4 out of 5. She got 4. No. Yeah. She got 4 out of 5, I got 4 out of 5, because we both got, oh no, I got 2 matches wrong. I'm getting myself confused. Oh no, so I got 3 out of 6 matches. What am I going on about? I got, hang on. Yeah, you know what? Scrap it. Just ignore what I'm saying. We'll talk about that at the end of the match. Just because I was going on about who won this match halfway through me talking about this match, that I completely threw myself off on how many matches there were for one, and for two, I was getting myself confused on how many I've gotten right, because I'm really throwing myself. I don't know why I do this. Just speak about the match. Anyways, let's just forget that even happened. We had 2 close calls to the AA by John Cena that I thought we were going to get a victory by John Cena like quite early on in this match, but luckily that didn't end up happening, and the match carried on for quite some time more. We had Logan locking his move called the Octopus. Why the fuck it's called the Octopus, I have no idea. Bit of a weird name, but it's Logan Paul. Of course it's going to be a bit of a weird name. We had the STF to Logan Paul by John Cena. Halfway through this match though, it started to become very back and forth, and I love the fact that it was halfway through the match it started to come back and forth and wasn't just Logan dominating Cena or Cena dominating Logan. What the hell? Logan. It then became quite a back and forth match halfway through. So very good on Otto Reeve for doing that. We had a near fall to the Swanton and the moonsault to John Cena, where I genuinely thought that Logan Paul was going to pick up the victory. Logan Paul was bleeding, and I'm not quite sure if he was bleeding from the nose or from the upper lip, but yeah, he was bleeding. And then Logan decided to steal John Cena's "You Can't See Me" and 5 knuckle shuffle, which he done absolutely fucking terrible because he completely missed. Like, what are you doing, Logan? What are you doing? And then we had a near fall to the Falls of Grace twice, which is obviously Logan Paul's move. And then we had a near fall to the Styles Clash, and oh my god, when John Cena pulled off the Styles Clash, the crowd went absolutely fucking insane for AJ Styles and started singing the Phenomenal song. So I can guarantee you that when AJ Lee, well, I hope AJ Lee comes out, but no, when AJ Styles, oh god, when AJ Styles comes out tonight to face Dominic Mysterio, we're gonna hear a lot of even though say much and phenomenal. It's a fucking sick ass fucking chant, but we're definitely gonna hear a lot of that tonight in the Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles match for the Intercontinental Championship. And if AJ Styles beats Dominic Mysterio tonight, holy fuck, that crowd's gonna go fucking insane. But yeah, then John Cena won with 2 AAs to Logan Paul, and John Cena picked up the victory. So currently my mum is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5, and I am 3 out of 5. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why in the middle of talking about this it threw me completely off. I think it's because I was talking about the match that it completely threw me off on speaking about the winners. But yeah, my mum's got 4 out of 5 currently, and I've got 3 out of 5, so I didn't do very well, and I also didn't do very well on the match order as well, but we won't speak about that. But yeah, I forgot to put the rating on for this match. I did give this match a 4 out of 5. Don't feel that it was good as the Sheamus versus Rusev match, and I also don't feel that it was good as the Cody Rhodes and John Cena match at SummerSlam. I do feel that this is one of John Cena's best matches that he's done this year, but I don't feel it was a 5 out of 5. Like, it was a very high 4 out of 5, not quite a 5 out of 5 for me personally. And now we are on to the main event of Clash in Paris, and that was the match for the World Heavyweight Championship between main event Jey Uso, LA Knight, CM Punk, the Second City Saint, the voice of the voiceless, the best in the world, and Seth frickin' Rollins. And again, I've not given this match a rating, so I'm going to write it down now, and then I'll tell you guys the rating after we've spoken about this match. Okay, my pen doesn't want to work. There we go. But yeah, this was the main event. I did predict that the John Cena Logan Paul match was going to be the main event, and I predicted this match right here was going to kick off the show, but obviously that's not what ended up happening. At the beginning of the match, Punk gave Jey Uso a receipt for what he'd done on the Monday Night Raw in Birmingham last week, where Jey Uso super kicked the living shit out of CM Punk. We got a receipt done to Jey Uso last night by CM Punk super kicking Jey Uso, and then LA Knight and CM Punk went back and forth for not very long. It was only for a couple of minutes. I know a lot of people do say this about Fatal 4 Ways, that they worry that it's going to become too much of a one-on-one match between two people, obviously, but luckily that didn't really happen that much in this match. We had a lot of them being involved in the match together. There was obviously moments where it was one-on-one matches between people, but it wasn't for the majority. We got to see a lot of everybody, and I'm so glad that we got to see a lot of Jey Uso in this match, a lot of LA Knight, a lot of CM Punk, and a lot of Seth Rollins. I don't feel that one of them had more of a showing than the other. I felt that it was quite equal, 25% equal throughout, and I really, really love that WWE booked this to be very, very equal between all four competitors, and not one way between CM Punk and Seth Rollins constantly being in this match and Jade and LA just not being that much in this match. I'm glad that all four of them got a good showing. But yeah, Punk got chucked into the crowd by LA Knight, I want to say. It might have been Seth Rollins. But I feel like it was LA Knight. I don't know. I feel like it was LA Knight. But it could have been Seth Rollins. Anyway, CM Punk got chucked into the crowd by one of them. One of his rivals, anyway. And then we had a moment. Oh no, hang on. No, we had Punk. Hang on. Punk. Okay. Oh yeah, Punk and LA Knight kept taking it in turns to kick the living shit out of Seth Rollins. I genuinely thought that was going to go on for ages, but luckily it didn't go on for ages, and we didn't constantly just get the back and forth of them two like just beating the shit out of Seth Rollins. But we had a cool moment in this match where I think it was CM Punk or no, LA Knight suggested to put Seth Rollins through a table, and then CM Punk pushed Jey Uso on the chest and went, "Jay, get the tables." Why they done that, I don't know. I don't know if it's giving us a little clue into the Dudley Boys having another match in WWE, but I know they're having a match at TNA very, very, very soon, but I don't know if that was a little like clue into saying that they want to have another match in WWE. But yeah, I thought that was quite funny. But as they were getting the tables out and they put it up, Jey Uso gave CM Punk a receipt and super kicked the living shit out of CM Punk, to the point that LA Knight got distracted by what Jey was doing, that they didn't end up putting Seth Rollins through the table. Yeah. And then Punk took out LA and Seth to the outside. The outside of the what? Oh, of the ring. I was like, what the hell did I put? Because that looked like I put something else. I don't know. I don't think I'm able to see it. But it looked like I put NINS. I was like, huh? Yeah, Punk took out LA and Seth Rollins to the outside of the ring. And we had a near fall to the pedigree by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins does the pedigree so beautifully. I know people seem to think that he doesn't, but I felt that he does the pedigree like really beautifully. And I felt like he also done it last night. And then we had a super kick by to LA Knight by Jey Uso. Sorry guys, I've messed up so much in this fucking video. My head is so like fried. I feel like I'm like high on wrestling, because there's been so much wrestling this week that I think my brain's like, calm down a little bit, like calm down, because obviously I was at the AEW on Sunday, Raw on Monday, came back on Tuesday, Wednesday I had to go up to Leeds for WWE Live, came back Thursday quite late, Friday we had SmackDown, Saturday we didn't have anything booked. I just had a long week of, you know, travelling and wrestling. And then obviously last night we had Colin Barris. And then tonight we have Monday Night Raw. So I think my brain is just like so like, whoa, that I'm, yeah, just very wrestled out. But I can't complain. Like, I can't let myself complain too much because I've had a lot of wrestling this week. And I've been very lucky to have a lot of wrestling this week. But I feel like it has fried my brain a little bit. So I'm very sorry that I've messed up a few times in this video. But what's a Charlie video if we don't repeat ourselves or we don't mess up a little bit? Like, come on, it's a classic Charlie video. Classic. Anyways, LA tried putting Punk through the table, but it didn't break. And that was fucking hilarious when he put him through the table and it just halfway broke. And it looked quite fucking stupid, but it was funny at the same time. We had a near fall to the BFT by LA Knight, where I actually thought that LA Knight was going to pick up the victory because Jay was gone from the match because of, I don't know why, I can't remember why Jay was not involved in this match at this point. I think he was curb stomped by Seth Rollins or something. And then obviously CM Punk was taken out by the table. So I genuinely actually thought for a second, because this match was quite into the third quarter of this match, in terms of how long this match was, that I actually, a bit of me was thinking, oh no, LA Knight's going to win, LA Knight's going to win. But luckily, that didn't end up happening. I think CM Punk came through with the elbow to stop the three from happening, or Jey Uso came in with the save. I think it was CM Punk though. But yeah. And then LA went straight into the announce table and he was gone for the rest of this match because he was also then curb stomped by Seth Rollins. And so was and so was Jey Uso to rule him out of this match. And then we had a chair get involved and CM Punk was gonna be curb stomped through the chair, but luckily he moved and Seth Rollins ended up curb stomping the steel chair. And then we got one GTS and we were about to get a second GTS, but here comes a tiny woman, but a henchwoman, in Becky fucking Lynch. At first, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did think it was Ilya Dragunov, but because of the height, because obviously Ilya Dragunov was quite small as well. But as soon as she done this, low blowed CM Punk, I knew immediately it was Becky Lynch, like immediately after the low blow, because you could just tell. Yeah, Becky Lynch has officially joined the Vision, I presume, and has officially aligned herself with her hot husband in Seth freaking Rollins to help him retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I had no idea it was going to be Becky Lynch. Like, I did think that at some point down the line that Becky was going to join the Vision, because it just made a hell of a lot of sense. But I 100% never thought it was going to be at the end of Clash in Paris. Never in a million years. At the end of Clash in Paris, I thought it was going to be Becky Lynch. I genuinely thought it was going to be either Austin Theory or Ilya Dragunov. There was no part of me that thought it was going to be Becky Lynch that would come out and help her husband to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know, I just never thought that was going to be the case so soon. I did give this match a 5 out of 5 because I personally really fucking enjoyed this match. Like, really enjoyed the moments that we got to see in this match, the constant back and forth between all four. Everybody had a good showing. The ending was absolutely fucking beautiful, and also the ending with Becky Lynch getting involved I felt was fucking phenomenal because I wasn't expecting it, and it didn't make this too obvious, because I genuinely thought it was going to be Ilya Dragunov, and I felt like that was too obvious and it would have been a cool, but it would have been a little bit disappointing. But the fact that it was Becky fucking Lynch to come out and help her husband to retain the World Heavyweight Championship was fucking fantastic. So yeah, I did give this match a 5 out of fucking 5 because I really, really fucking enjoyed this. Really, really enjoyed it. Overall, I did give Clash a 5 out of 5 because I personally felt it was a really fucking good show. I know a lot of people are complaining about this show, but I personally really enjoyed it. So I did give this Clash in Paris a 5 out of 5. And I really do hope that the Raw after Clash tonight is going to be as good, because I personally really fucking enjoyed it. I don't know why people are moaning so much, because I felt that this was really good, apart from the Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch match and the White Six match. But other than that, I felt that this Clash in Paris show was really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. But everybody has different opinions when it comes to wrestling. Some of them are stupid, but some of them are not. Anyways, now that Becky is a part of the Vision, CM Punk was the one to be destroyed by Becky Lynch. Are we now going to see an AJ Lee return? Because I 110% believe that possibly tonight or at WrestlePalooza we will see the return of AJ fucking Lee, because there's just no getting out of this one now with WWE and with CM Punk, because apparently AJ Lee's name is circling in creative and has been for the past like month. And obviously she was part of the Evolution PLE. She was part of the video package. She also, at the WrestleCon happened, like I think it happened a couple of weeks after Evolution, she said about the fact that it's like riding a bike when it comes to wrestling, and she didn't say no about returning. She completely just ignored the question and just spoke about how much it's like riding a bike when it comes to wrestling, which means that she can easily do it again. Her name's been mentioned a lot more over the last like 6 weeks, I want to say, and people are starting to do a couple of her moves, including her own husband. CM Punk at the Cardiff show 2 nights before was skipping like AJ Lee, and then last night we had Becky Lynch help her husband. And who else has a hot, well actually not about to say who has a hot husband then, who has a hot wife? CM fucking Punk in AJ Lee, because she's absolutely goddess of a woman. And also at the end of the show, well, kind of the end of the show, but at the beginning of the post show, there was a sign saying CM Punk bring back AJ Lee, and he done that to it, and then he tried to get the woman to hold up the poster so that the crowds, so that the fans could, the video could see it, the camera could see it, sorry. But she thought that CM Punk wanted it, so she gave it to him. He looked at it and went and gave it a thumbs up, and he was just staring at it for so long. And he's not done that before, because normally when it comes to AJ Lee talk, he normally either completely ignores it or he says it's up to her, like it's her decision to come back, it's not my decision, it's her decision, and then he leaves it as that. But the fact that he done this to the poster and stared at it for so long, and then told the woman to put the poster up so that the camera could see it, and then also when she gave it to him, he gave it the thumbs up, and then also Big E going crazy about the fact that AJ Lee could come back and that door's now possibly open, and the simple fact alone that her name has been circulating in the WWE creative team for a good like month now. And also apparently they were planning a big ending, a biggish ending at the end of Clash in Paris to set up WrestlePalooza. What else are they going to be setting up at WrestlePalooza if it's not AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins? Like, come on. Like, surely AJ Lee's coming back now. Like, surely. And I'm going to fucking scream. I can tell you that for free. I am going to fucking scream the house down if AJ Lee comes back. Because I absolutely love her. I love her so much. And I didn't get to see much of her wrestling because she left like 4.5 years after I got into WWE, so I didn't see much of her. I did get to see her once in 2012, but I want to see her again, and I want to see her properly. But yeah, Anyways, guys, that has been my Clash in Paris review. Let me know in the comments down below what was your ratings of this PLE that happened last night. Like I said, I personally believed it was a 5 out of 5 because I really fucking enjoyed it. And yeah, guys, I will be doing a Raw review for tonight's Raw after Clash in Paris, so look forward to that video tomorrow. And there, guys, it's been Charlie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.